Today we are doing a super simple watercolor exercise, fantastic for beginners, really fun, really helps with building your confidence with the colours. It'll help you understand the colours better. All you're going to need is watercolor paper, a few brushes, some masking fluid and some water. And obviously a couple of your favourite colours. So let's get started.
Crafts is closed crafts.
I'll just run through what I'm going to be using. I'll be using the Winsor & Newton masking fluid with a really old brush, if you can see that. You can buy tools to apply masking fluid, and I think you can even buy masking fluid pens, but I've never actually used them before. So I use a really old brush and I kind of try and clean it. It is quite difficult. Top tip though, never use your best brushes. I've destroyed many brushes, so make sure that you don't use your best brushes because you will never get them back. I'm using these two brushes, which is my pointed wash and just a graduate, the both fours. And then I'm only using two colours, which is the transparent turquoise and the sap green. And then, oh wait, that's a lie, I'm using three colours. I'm using a pan as well, which is yellow ochre. As you can see, I've done a little swatch beforehand. I've done wet on wet here and then wet on dry. It's good to see how your colours sort of mix together and how they'll dry together as well. As you can see, the turquoise is really dominant and sort of takes over. So I'm going to have to be really careful with that and how I apply it. I'm going to start with the masking fluid. We're just creating some daisies. Really simple, easy daisies. I start by doing the centre of the daisy. And then just bringing the masking fluid out of it. Masking fluid, however, dries extremely quickly, so you do have to work quickly or just add more. And the problem with it is when it starts drying, it can start taking the already laid masking fluid with it. So you have to work pretty quickly. That's some old masking fluid. So I actually use the masking fluid to take the masking fluid off as well. You can apply it quite generously. Like I say, this is just a really simple exercise, so there's no pressure on it. Whoops! That was a lot. I need to clean my brush really. But yeah, super simple. Just doing some daisies. Try and not smudge my swatch. Really low pressure and fun exercise. What we want to get out of this is just a bit of fun and a bit of creativity. Don't want anything. We're not making a masterpiece. This exercise came from me trying to make a masterpiece, getting really upset with myself because I couldn't. And I just realised I am not painting enough. So I am setting aside 5 days a week, an hour in the morning to just sit and do some painting. Practice really helps, it's how you grow. Masking fluid typically, depending how much you put on, obviously there's quite a lot there, but depending on how much you put on, it does dry quite quickly. We're just going to make a few of these. You might not want to fill the whole circle in. You might not want to fill the whole petal in. You can use a reference if you want for this. I haven't, just because I used a reference on Monday and I sort of know what I'm trying to get down now. Ooh. I've just find this exercise so therapeutic. It is just all about enjoying the colours and seeing what they do and learning how they work together. So you can use any colours you want, obviously. And experiment with the different shades. I've been doing this because I do want to create an actual daisy to sell, do a print of. I'm just experimenting on what'll look nice, what I don't like. Masking fluid can be really fun to work with. Basically, all you're doing is preserving the white of the paper. You just have to be careful because sometimes it can take the paper up, which is never a good thing. But obviously, if it happens while we're doing this, it doesn't really matter. We're just having fun, but you don't want to be ripping your paper if you're trying to create a masterpiece, unless that's just what you're going for. I'm going to just take my bracelet off because I feel like that's going to be really clangy. I actually made some really pretty ones the other day, and I thought, do you know what? I think I might make it into a little wallpaper, a foam wallpaper. Just offer it as a freebie for anyone who signs up to my email list. Some I want to do scratchy, some I want a full petal. Like I say, it's just about experimenting and seeing what looks good and what doesn't. I'll do a teeny tiny one. I'm doing teeny tiny ones because when I do paint the actual painting, I'm deciding whether I want some little teeny tiny ones in the background. Oops. But I might not. I might do a little scruffy one. Just keep them far enough away from each other that you'll be able to paint and see how the colours mix in without any disruption from the others. Or don't, you can do it with disruption. Looks more like a star, that one. Yeah, I want to do a proper scruffy one, right? Oops, bit much. And then I'm going to do another larger one. See, I sort of want a gap here. We'll see. Oops. Like I said before, never use your best brushes to be doing masking fluid, because you're never going to get them back to the original state. I think I might invest in some masking fluid tools. I think they're just bits of rubber, and from what I can see, this is like a really old brush, and I got them, well, I got gifted them, but they were from a car boot, and there was about, I'd say 50 of this exact brush. That's why I don't mind using these ones. And it's actually, if you have a look, it's shaped to the way that I've been using it. So it's worked out quite well, really. Although masking fluid does dry quickly, don't feel the need to rush, because you can just put more on. It's really good exercise to get to learn how masking fluid works as well. I think I want to do a bit more of a blobby one now. Are you still in the shot? Yeah. Good. Really good way to get your creativity out as well. If you just don't know what to paint, but you really want to practice, really, oh, smudged that one. Oh well. It's really, really good for that. I think I want to do, what I want to do is try a half one as well, so I'll do this first. Probably done them a bit close, but oh well. So if you've seen my art before, I do like colours to just blend and bleed into each other, so that's the idea with this one. I don't know if my swatch is dry or not. Whoops. See, it's starting to dry there. Just pick it up. Don't forget, daisies are not perfect. You'll see a scumpled up daisy sometimes, a lot of the time. but they're still beautiful. Lovely flowers, underrated flower. And then I'm just gonna do sort of like half. I might do that there as well. And then you can put blobs and stuff. That looks quite good, especially if you're doing. How far away is that? I'm just going to put like a hint of a petal down here. So we've got a few range of sizes here. I'm going to just let that dry. So this one over here has dried. I'll move you a bit closer. I'm going to start experimenting with the paints now. So you can go straight over the masking fluid. Just leaving that little bit for the middle. And I'm just using these colours here. This paper that I'm using, personally, I don't like it. So I am just using, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I am just using up the last little pieces just so I can get rid of it basically. I'll link it in the description below. It's not like I don't like the brand, because I've had some of their paper before and it's absolutely amazing. It's just I picked up the wrong brand, the wrong style. I usually get their 100% cotton and I don't even know what this is. So we'll be getting this in the future. This blue is so beautiful. However, it is really strong. You have to be quite careful. So I'm just experimenting with wet and wet at the minute, and I'm just going to drop in some green here, see what that does. Might make some really lovely patterns, and then just bring that water out. This is actually a great exercise to learn about control and drying times, so things like that, and what really happens when you do things like drop water, clean water into it. It's really helpful for that. You could add salt next time, whatever, just experiment and have some fun. Which one looks most dry? Oh, I think I'm gonna go over these little guys. I don't think that's actually that dry. Shouldn't really poke it because no, not very dry. Don't poke it. This looks dry. Feels like a yellowy colour when it's dry. Well, this does anyway. I'll just do these two together. I'm gonna go in with the yellow ochre here so that the yellow ochre bleeds in. I'm gonna add the green. Where is my green? So I'm sort of trying to suggest like the blue being the sky and the green being the earth. Don't be afraid to pick up your painting as well and just push the colours to go together. It's up to you. I should have done one there really, shouldn't I? Oh well. This dry, that doesn't look quite dry yet. Can't wait to try this one. That is going to be quite fun. Is it dry enough? No. I just don't want to get any on my paint, so on my paintbrush. So let's leave that dry a few more minutes, and we'll come back to it. You can try wet on dry as well. I haven't done that yet, actually. The colour be more pigmented. Look flow as well. You can add some water. That'll flow better. Like I say, it's just experimenting. It's just seeing what can happen. The possibilities with watercolor are endless. We're almost completely dry now. So I'm going to start removing the masking fluid. I did a mixture of like natural drying as well as hairdryer drying. Natural drying, you do get more texture, you get some more patterns, but with hair drying it's obviously a lot quicker, but you can also manipulate where it's going to dry as well. So with the hair dryer, I sort of pushed the colours up here and we've got like this beautiful little pattern coming along here, whereas this was more of a natural dry, and you can see that it's more of a blended sort of pattern that it has. There's quite a nice mixture of patterns in there, which I really quite like. This is probably my favourite here. I've got a bit of a puddle here still, a couple of puddles, but just got to be mindful of them when I take off the masking fluid. Right, when you're taking off masking fluid, you can use your finger. I don't suggest using your finger just because that can be, you can pick up the pigment and it can smear on all the white that you've just preserved, so it's not the best. You can use a rubber, or what I like to do is sort of get a bit of a clump off just with a rubber or my finger, and then I said don't use your finger, and then I go and use my finger. But once you get enough of it, you can sort of pick at it and then use the masking fluid itself. Do not worry if it rips. I'll try and get a better angle for you so that you can actually see what I'm doing. If I can. Might have to just put up with that on the side, sorry. So let me get some more off. Yeah, so don't worry if it rips. It might just be a case of you've not put enough on, or you've put too much on. It's all learning at the end of the day. Might be a case of you have to invest in some stronger paper. Not exactly going. I'm gonna try and get a big clump off. Can be quite satisfying getting it off, especially when you get bits like that. But it can also be really frustrating as well. So it depends what mood you're in. See, I think if you haven't put enough on, I think it's more likely to rip. And then you just end up with this big ball of masking fluid. I think the masking fluid gets off masking fluid a lot better. You just have to be careful there's not much paint on it, because otherwise it'll run onto the bits that you've tried to preserve. Which right now, with this, it isn't the end of the world. I mean, it's not the end of the world even if it's on your masterpiece, but you'll get to learn your favourite way on removing it. I think you can even get tools as well, so you could have a look at your local art shop, see if there's anything in there that will help you remove it. I think generally people just use a rubber or their finger. It is fun, is masking fluid. I also like to tap, like you do splashes with watercolor. I like to do that with masking fluid because it'll preserve some really nice bits of area in like a perfect circle, which is great if you're doing like galaxies. That's the one that I smeared with my wrist, so that's stuck on pretty hard. Well, it's done a lot better than I thought. I thought that was going to rip to shreds, to be honest. And then, oh, your paper does have to be, I'll put it back up now. Let's see what I've done. Your paper does have to be dry before you start removing it. The masking fluid has to be dry, the paint has to be dry, everything has to be dry before you start to remove it. So you will just damage it. See, look, you can see there, the paper's coming up. Like I say, I'm not too bothered with this, as it is just an exercise. Okay, so there we have it, our masking fluid daisies. As you can see, the contrast really, it looks good, doesn't it? Well, I like it anyway. I really like these scratchy areas here. I don't really like what the colour has done here. It's gone quite muddy, quite brown. But I do like what happened here. And I think I put the yellow in first and let it blend a little bit more and then added the green. Yeah, try and bear in mind what you're doing with each flower. So otherwise you won't understand what's done what where. Now it's just as simple as adding the, what's that little bit called? What that little bit's called for the flower. So once again, experiment, try wet on wet, try wet on dry, try doing half a circle, try doing a full circle, try adding layers, try adding just one layer. This is all about experimenting with the colours, enjoying it. I wonder if I could go over that. Didn't turn out how I expected. I think the green's gonna dominate everything now. I think this circle bit's a bit big. So I'll just bear that in mind next time. Just gonna let that run down. Not my favourite, definitely not. You could add colour to the petals if you wanted. You could do a tiny little dot like that. This is where I wanted it to look like that it was flowing through, so I'm just gonna add water to that. So it looks like it's flowing down. Try and remove some of this excess. Don't forget that watercolour reactivates once it's got water on it. So if you were just to paint like that, it's all going to blend. And you can try it. Absolutely, give it a go. See if you like it. But you won't get these harsh marks at the end of it. I think I've done the middle bit a bit big here as well for my liking. I like to do sort of half. Do you know what I forgot with that one? I think I left like a little line so that, oh well, doesn't matter. Try again tomorrow. I think I'm going to focus on doing a set amount, like one study a week. See what these look like. Ooh. Ooh. Do actually like him. I think I might try and blend this harsh edge out. Experiment with removing the water, like trying to remove the colour as well. So that can be handy if you do make a mistake that you hate. Sometimes you can remove edges. It's not going to be fully. I'd have liked to have left an area just white in the middle of the petal. Not the petal, the circly petal. I don't know what it's called. I forgot. You might want to add some colour to the petals. Let's try this one. It's totally up to you. I think it can be quite nice. It can be too much as well. And that's what you're there. That's why we're doing it. So we can learn what we like and what we don't like. I really don't like this one. I think he looks ugly. I quite like these just for a bit of like a pattern. They're quite nice. But I think my favourite is going to be this one. I think I like the scratchy part of it. I like how bold it's come out. I like the centre. I could add some really dilutedness to it. Just for fun of it. Right guys, I think we'll leave it there for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I hope you go off with confidence to create your own daisies. Just keep it simple, take your time, enjoy the colours and don't take it too seriously. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which is your favourite daisy. Mine is definitely this one. I definitely enjoy looking at that the most. But let me know which is your favourite.
Crafts. It's closed crafts. It's closed crafts. It's closed crafts.